Go.
How are we there, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, once again joined by Ben from Corner Flag Games. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How about yourself?
Oh, mate, it's all happening. It's all happening, mate. We've got the new logo.
Yes, we do. Up. Oh, shit. I'm backwards. That way. Up there.
Which looks absolutely fabulous. Thanks to Daniel. Done a top job for us there. We've also got the new backdrop.
Who do we thank for that?
How good's the backdrop?
Who do we thank for that, technically?
So, yeah, obviously the backdrop looks good. Some of you, obviously Newcastle Jets fans, will definitely notice it. It is the Newcastle Jets' own backdrop that they use on obviously most of their uploads on Facebook, etc. Thanks to Laurie McKenna for giving us the authority to use it and being able to use it. It's muchly appreciated of him.
And I've slightly tweaked it and for our purposes.
Yeah. I was going to say they didn't actually do everything for us yet.
I suppose that's the first thing that you should really talk about is the rebrand.
Absolutely, which is what I'm going to talk about obviously in a little bit. First of all, obviously thanks to everyone who is joining us. Luke's popped in, Aiden's popped in. Everyone else who's in here, the wife's in here, Lockie Ma, which we'll get to shortly. Michael Cleary, Mum's in here, Dylan Smith, obviously there's Amy Breakwell, there's plenty of us in here. Linda Ray's here. Hope to see everyone in here tonight. Obviously, we will be drawing a $200 pair of Mako sunglasses tonight, thanks to Mako and obviously Gabriel Ma, our major sponsors. I'll throw that over to you, Ben, now, the major sponsor. Get you to whack that up.
It's already up.
Yeah, so obviously be sure to go check out Gabriel Ma Optometry down at Jesmond. Lockie, absolute top bloke, and obviously his father who runs the business. Can't recommend them enough, guys. If you've got any eye issues or obviously need prescription sunglasses or, your eyes are perfectly good, be sure to go down there and grab yourself a pair of Mako sunnies if you don't win them yourself. I believe I've got some.
I put it this way. It's a great sponsor for the simple fact that they have allowed you through their sponsorship to get you a webcam, which means people in the chat have to look at your ugly mug, which will then probably force them earlier to go see Gabriel Ma at Gabriel Ma Optometry.
Absolutely. I'm styling. You can jot that down. Obviously, I'm styling a nice pair of Makos myself. They are nice and leery. But yeah, one lucky person's going to win another pair of these. Absolutely fabulous. Thanks to Lockie and his father at Gabriel Ma Optometry. Hi to Chris. How are you, mate? But yeah, we'll talk pretty much on tonight. We figured we'd talk a little bit about obviously, as Ben just mentioned, the rebranding obviously of the banner, the logo,
the colours.
The colours, obviously.
To an extent. The fonts. We believe that going this route is going to make things a little bit more professional looking.
Absolutely. Perfectly said. We will obviously get into talking a little bit about the A League, obviously, about the Jets in regards to obviously the season coming up. The interview that Carl done the other day, obviously in isolation, and we'll talk a bit of A League in general as well. Chris, what have you got? Good, mate. Congrats again on the job, Benno.
Oh, cheers. Yeah.
Benno, absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, go.
Tomorrow's my last day of pottering around the house, not being able to do too much because the old workplace that let me go just after Easter because of COVID has now got their new budget for the next financial year and there's space for me to go back. Okay, maybe not 5 days a week as I was prior, but they've said to me minimum 2 to 3 days a week. It's a start. It's a start.
So for everyone out there, obviously in the COVID scenario, having to quarantine for 14 days, imagine doing that for nearly 3 months.
Yeah, and on that note, the graphics card that I bought for my computer, the day after, basically the same day that I was let go, has finally fucking arrived today. Nearly 3 months.
Yes, but big shout out to Mum obviously as well, as she's just put in the chat for organising the webcam.
Yes, thank you, Mum.
Very muchly appreciated. So yeah, let's obviously talk about the banner and the logo and what have you. Obviously, it's different. There was nothing wrong with the green and the cinnamon and white. Obviously, I think it speaks for itself. It's definitely
different.
In my opinion, the best colours, and they need to come back as an away kit in gold for home.
It's just we sort of saw that as more of a they're very difficult colours to manage when you're trying to look somewhat as professional as we possibly can. Yeah. It just looks. It can look a bit tacky. Yeah, okay, the font looks a bit tacky, but this was before when we just started doing like random footballing podcasts in the early days. What it is now is not built for what direction the channel is starting to move in.
Yeah. Look, as I said, we're not going to go into too much details. There's obviously a lot of things that we are looking to get into, and so forth. The biggest thing is, obviously, that we can definitely say is we can't thank the Newcastle Jets themselves as a whole. Obviously, mainly Laurie McKinnon, but the Jets as a whole, obviously, for giving us, obviously, the backdrop, and obviously a lot of time. Obviously, we had with Carl and ex-players and current players, obviously in the Women's W League and so forth. It's we can't thank them guys enough. So we're glad to see, obviously, that they think that we're doing the right thing and we're going in the right direction. Again, this is no disrespect to the Jetstream. Those guys do an absolutely outstanding job week in, week out. And the fact that they've got Nikki Carl on this week, I tell you right now, I'll be fucking glued to the TV.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
I've been wanting to hear from him for God knows how long now.
A decade.
Easily a decade. So, bloody... what was I going to say? So, yeah, it's the fact that those guys have got him on, obviously, is amazing, and be sure to go check that stuff out. I can't stress that enough. But, yeah, other than that, guys, we do hope you enjoy the logo. I hope you guys like what you see in there. It looks neat. It looks tidy.
But, yeah, we're slowly starting to get through all the things. Like the Facebook banner on the Facebook page is now changed. For those that don't know, Josh has decided that he wanted to start doing a bit more game streaming on the side, to which he uses Crossbar Capers for as well. You would have seen some of that on the YouTube side, but all his Twitch stuff is now done for that as well. What else have I been tinkering away at? What else? Oh, like little things like his YouTube. The YouTube channel's actual logo isn't the face anymore. It's actually the Crossbar Capers logo now, and yeah, it's little things,
guys. At the end of the day, obviously, if you can do it all yourself, happy days.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is I'm lucky enough I don't need to do it all myself. I'm lucky enough to have someone who is as keen and interested in, obviously, football, the Jets, promoting, obviously, news and obviously interviews, sort of things on a platform. Doesn't matter which one it is, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, whatever, Facebook in general. So yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a bloke like Ben who obviously knows the ins and outs of it, because without him, I'd be fucked. Full stop. And this shit wouldn't be going ahead as smooth. And
you're not wrong there.
Technical issues tonight, but we blame that down to the graphics card. If it was here friggin' 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. and in my haste to put the bloody thing in, because it wasn't just mine that got updated. My old one then moved to the missus's PC.
Yeah.
So everything's sort of shuffling down.
Well, that's it. Enjoy the game before Bub comes. No, that's the reason why I got into the gaming, Mum, because obviously the late hours and everything else, I'll be up anyway. I'll be the real dad streamer with Bubs on lap.
Join the club, man. Goer's full of them.
Streaming away. We're going to love it.
Goer is full of them, mate.
Mate, I even went all out, obviously, behind me here with the backdrop. I think my backdrop behind me is a little bit better than the one we've got on screen. Just saying.
It's a bit like my room, except all compressed into one small area.
Oh, it needs to be changed. It was literally a 5-minute job. I got sick of looking at the freaking white wall. So,
well, that's the thing. We've started to go in a little bit more professional direction on your side of things. I mean, we're lucky for the fact that I've got all my stuff from all the streaming that I was doing prior to starting this channel. but I'm consistently upgrading my setup and changing things around and all sorts of that shit. But we're trying to get you up to that point where it's somewhat mirrored.
Yeah.
So he does have a green screen on the way. It is coming from China. It is going to take about a month, and it is probably going to have to sit in 14-day quarantine.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's just the material. It doesn't have anything to put it up on yet. We've got to rig something up there.
She'll be right, mate. She'll be right.
But we're working on it. We're working on it.
Chris, couldn't have said that any better myself, mate. This bloke knows the ins and outs of computing and everything else, but do you think he can spell his name correctly?
Oh, shut up. It was once.
It was once, and it's gone down. It's an absolute cracker. But anyway, we can sit here and talk about it. At the end of the day, guys, we hope you guys do like the new backdrop. Hope you guys like the logo as well. Again, big shout out to Daniel Bajay, obviously a mate of mine down here, that teed it up for us. It's muchly appreciated. While we're here as well, we may as well shout out, as it got flagged the other week, which I have no idea why.
What got flagged?
But the streaming music, obviously, Save the Humans. Big shout out to those guys. Muchly appreciated. Don't ask me why, considering I've pretty much been given the rights to it to use. So
I was about to say, did we ever hear anything back from them?
Yeah, I spoke to the boys and they had no idea. They said, see how we go this week or whatever, and if anything happens, they'll jump up and down and find out who the hell's trying to
claim their music for them.
Yeah, because he goes, I don't understand why. But anyway.
Oh, well, we'll be able to tell him exactly what production house is trying to claim it. It'll come through in the YouTube content ID.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that as well. We absolutely love that song. It's a great one. It gets in your head, eh, Ben?
I play it around the house sometimes.
Of course you
do.
While
I'm pottering around at my computer, I've got it on.
But yeah, obviously, and again, the final one before we get into this, obviously, again, the big shout out to Gabriel Mar, because without those guys, you wouldn't be able to see my ugly head, as Aiden just put in the chat a little bit before.
Which would force you to go and see them at the optometry quicker. See? They know what they're doing.
Hey, exactly right. We can't, as I said, we can't stress enough. Go in and see Lockie and his father. They're good value. They'll look after you. Mention Crossbar Capers and you'll get a discount 100%. So, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit of football. Obviously, before we will draw the glasses roughly around 9 o'clock. So in about 20 minutes or so, just give people some time to get in here, or if you need to duck off to the toilet or anything like that, that's pretty much a notification to tell you what time it's going to be drawn. So make sure you're doing everything before then. But let's talk about the Jets first. We'll start obviously with the Jets as always. Carl and co have obviously come into the country. They're back
finally.
Currently in a Sydney hotel somewhere, obviously in quarantine. But from what we've seen, obviously, if you watched the little interview that he done, I believe with NBN News, pardon me, and the Newcastle Jets, obviously, he pretty much stated.
Did we work it out that it was NBN News and the Jets themselves?
I
could have swore it was.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it was the NBN News. And I'm sure if you guys seen it on the news, I believe it was last night, you would have. If you've seen it on the news, it was definitely NBN. Obviously,
yeah.
So obviously, he was pretty much asked a few different questions. Obviously, the season resumption and so forth, where he was pretty much, he was pleased, obviously, to get back playing football, and obviously happy that the boys were back on the park doing obviously what they love and enjoy. And obviously, as well as the supporters, obviously, we may not be, or there's talk obviously of about 10,000 people being able to go. But if it doesn't work out that way, obviously, it'll be good just to see football on the TV, which is the big thing. So, mate, what's your thoughts? We'll start with that one, obviously. What do you think he's going to come? What do we got? 2 weeks, roughly?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Thereabouts. So he's only going to have, he's literally only going to have 2 weeks if he's lucky, outside of a room to see these guys. What do you think? What do you think he's going to be doing in those 2 weeks? Obviously, we've been told that obviously the international stars aren't coming back. Obviously, other than Arroyo, who never left,
and Joe.
Pardon?
And Joe.
Ledley.
Yeah.
He's back in the UK.
I thought he was coming back. I thought
no.
he was confirmed to be coming back.
No. He's definitely gone.
I thought he was on his way. Don't mind me then.
No. As far as I'm aware, he's definitely not. Someone I'm sure can definitely confirm that for me. But yeah, no. He's, as far as I'm aware, he's definitely not coming back at this point. Joe is in Sydney. Joe is in Sydney.
Told ya.
I swore he wasn't coming back.
No, he was. I knew he was. It was the other two that weren't coming back.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, there you go. I could have sworn he was freaking part of the whole shop, but yeah,
Nah, he wasn't.
We'll put it this way: then, if he's coming back, then that's a bloody good sign for the Jets that we'll have him next year.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's, to me, why would you come back?
Yeah, that's him staking his claim. He wants to fight for a place.
Yeah.
That it is what it is.
No, well, that's exactly right. Obviously, if he's coming back, happy days, and I'd rather him here than not. My Christ.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? So, what do you think? What do you think he's going to be doing in the next 2 weeks?
Working his ass off to get his first team place? Like, I don't know. Does the hotel have a swimming pool that he's allowed to use, or a gym?
I'm sure he's got the gym.
I mean, he doesn't live in the postcodes.
Yeah.
He doesn't live in the postcodes.
He's not in Victoria, so he's safe. No, what did it say? Like, I'm pretty sure it was, what do you say here? Like, we'll go out and try and win the last 4 games. The pandemic break came at the wrong time.
Well, yeah, we're in a rich vein of form, I think is the words he used.
Yeah, absolutely. The boys were playing with confidence, and I was there supporting them. It's going to be different. We need to try and hit the ground running, and we probably need to try and win 4 games. If we don't, then we might miss out this year. So pretty much he stayed in there, obviously, that it's do or die. He needs those 4 games. There's no question about it.
Yeah, but there's no mathematic possibility either of us making it if... He also mentioned in that as well that it also will come... It wouldn't, even if we do win every game, it will still come down to other results that are out of our control.
Yeah.
Not allowed to leave the hotel room. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, hotel isolation means isolate in hotel room only. Can't even leave the room. That's rough.
Yeah. Well,
like, being isolated to a house is one thing. That's fine. It's your own space. You can move around all your rooms. But if you're cramped up in a very small hotel room with his family, that's not a lot of breathing room. That's everyone living on top of each other and out of suitcases at the same time. Like, that's rough. Not very little personal belongings brought with them as well. Because you'd expect that all of it's either on a plane or in a container somewhere on its way. So, not very many personal belongings. That puts mental strain. You know what I mean? That's a mental strain thing.
Yeah. And be sure, guys, to get, obviously, if you've got any questions or whatever it is, be sure to whack them down in the chat as well.
We'll get through them.
We'll get to them and everything else. Dylan's put in here, are we confident on Wes coming back for next season? Look, I don't think it's a matter of being confident. I think it's a matter of, look, Laurie came out and said that they're going to try and do everything they can to retain him. He's a professional. At the end of the day, he's a professional athlete, and he's not only is he a professional athlete, he's a very, very good professional athlete. And I don't believe someone of his career is going to want to go out the way he went out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if he played the whole season and they were sitting where they were, different story. But the fact that he didn't feel he contributed anywhere near enough as what he would like, there is a possibility that he will obviously come back. At the end of the day, though, as well, it comes down to obviously, fitness. Like, we know he's fit.
Yeah, like, no two words about it.
Physically fit, yes, but he has missed a lot of football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is going to do. It is going, and again, he isn't young. It's like anything else. Your bones and everything else aren't as strong as they were when you were 20, so to
Mm.
speak, and even if you're 30. So he's nearly 38, and at the end of the day, he needs to. He's not going to put us in a bad position. You know what I mean?
Nah.
He's not going to say, "Yep, I'm going to go around again," knowing that if he doesn't think he can do it.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
think his body's not 100% anymore
Yeah.
because I've had too much time out. So at the end of the day, I think it all comes down to him. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think Laurie is very keen to have him. But whether Carl wants him is a different story.
Yeah,
Because
it comes down to Carl and Kenny in the end.
at the end of the day, as Carl put in that interview, everyone's on notice.
Yeah.
So whether you signed a 3-year deal 2 weeks before he arrived, that
Null and
3-year
void.
deal is null and void. You have 4 weeks, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they don't make finals, you have 4 weeks to impress the boss, and if you don't, you could be on the chopping block, regardless of what contract you just signed.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else, but I think it's a great thing. I think it's what we need, and we need someone to come in there and virtually tell them how it is. And virtually, this is not a shit show. It's not a piss take. I didn't come out here for a holiday.
Yeah. It will be, you will be here because I want you here, sort of thing. You're not just here because you're, the way of you're just here because you're Novocastrian goes out the window. To an extent. To an extent.
That's exactly right. Bloody what was I going to say? Well, what do you guys in the chat think?
We currently Well, Aiden's coming with. We currently have a minus 13 goal difference. It's going to hurt us. We need to possibly win every game by a minimum of 3-0, or just to get to -1. Luke reckons that we can win 3 of the 4 games. We need to win all 4, though realistically have a chance, especially when the 3 teams above us has 20, 21, and 21 games played, and we have 22. I don't even think it's going to come down to that. I reckon that it's going to be so much of a case of the A League's pretty much a game of anybody can win on the day.
Yeah.
But for the last 4 games of this season, I'm going to turn around and say anybody can beat anybody, regardless of none of this on their day. It's anybody can beat anybody for these last 4 games. Yeah. We've seen it in the bloody Premier League. We've seen so many fucking giant killings since that came back. West Ham, again this morning against Chelsea. There's giant killings going on everywhere. COVID is affecting every aspect of this. Doesn't matter whether you've got, 22 of the greatest players in the A League or not. I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, okay, class matters. But, you know what I mean? It's just all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, time will tell, and at the end of the day, I don't think, let's be honest, realistically, making finals isn't the priority.
Yeah, in
my opinion, especially with what's happened. Before everything had happened, maybe it would have been good. It was a different story, and obviously we're in a better position.
Shit. I'm losing you. There we go.
Oh.
You're flying around the screen everywhere, mate.
Oh, don't mind me, mate. Oh, fucking, there we go.
That sounds like a Lockie.
Yes, probably. He said he was going to come in and sit. Hello to Terence. Obviously, Paul Dunsford's here as well. Here you go, mate. James Adams. There you go, mate. There's a few in here. Obviously, your sister's in here as well. But yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see what...
Terence is here.
Yeah, Terence is in the chat, mate. On the Facebook side, so... Oh, it's surprising, isn't it? He jumped into your stream and he's jumped in here. Bloody hell. It's all freaking happening. What was I going to say? I just totally forgot. Oh, obviously, as well, with everything that's going on and no internationals or whatever, I do believe a lot of the youth have come in as well, which is, I think, is a good thing.
Yep.
Which would have been virtually straight from Carl's mouth, even though he wasn't there. Whatever youth players we've got, get
Bring
them
them up.
because
He already had eyes on a few anyway, and was going to call him in for pre-season. But like you just said, he's just going to accelerate that process now and give him the last 4 games.
Yeah, and why not? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Let's be realistic. With the internationals not there, we don't really have much of a choice, do we? We need to fill 23. No. We need to fill what 23 slots.
Yeah.
It's not just us that's doing it. Everyone's going to have to do it.
Correct. What do we got? Nice. It's also talks of dropping the amount of foreign players for next.
I don't reckon they'll drop the amount of foreigners.
It's hard. It's a hard.
I don't think they will.
You know what I mean?
That's our widespread exposure to other leagues around the world. They won't do that.
I don't think they can. You know what I mean? Whether they will or not is a different story. But personally, I don't think they can do it. They can't do it. Like,
I think it's a backward step.
We don't have enough here as it is.
Yeah, and they are our exposure into other leagues and to be looked at seriously.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we get rid of those, we have no exposure. We're just completely domestic then.
Yeah.
Can't really do that. Exactly. Youth players don't count on the 23 player cap. They do and they don't, if that makes any sense. You have to have a certain amount of numbers. You have to have a certain amount of them on the first team playing, on the first team or on the bench from memory. I think it's 3 under 20. You have to have like 3 under 23s or something. But yeah, in the actual registered first team playing squad, I'm going off FM here. That's your problem. I know the A League rules in FM are pretty tight and they're pretty well close.
Bloody hell.
So everything going on with the season with COVID-19 and next season not being on a normal timeline, I guess also we welcome MacArthur FC. Who cares?
Yeah. Who cares about them?
Let the 11 teams that we've currently got, let's make sure that they can get going first. Post-COVID.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Look, at the end of the day, it's either going to be a what do you call it? Yeah, I still don't see why they can't continue on.
Yeah.
At the same sort of time frame. Or what is it, October?
Yeah.
So, you know,
the break just goes from, what is it, 3? I think we worked out the other day. It goes from like 3 months to like a month or something.
Yeah, if anything, it's friggin' better for them. Like shit.
Everyone should be throwing their hands up in the air because they're always whinging that we've got the longest preseason in the bloody world. We've basically already had 3/4 of our preseason already.
That's exactly right.
We only get a month. Like,
we're cheering.
And there's probably going to be FFA Cup played in there somewhere.
And Jaden's first game Saturday, he's goalie.
What?
Well, go and tell the coach to friggin' pull his finger out his backside, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Get him the hell out of there. He's a striker. Buries goals. He doesn't friggin'
save them.
Exactly right. What do we got, Dylan? What do we got? What do we think of the swap to winter? I'm hoping for a collaboration between us and the Knights to drive more people through the gates, especially. Yeah, look, it's definitely a hot topic.
Playing on the same weekend is dangerous.
Well, yeah.
It's a logistical nightmare. B, whoever gets on that pitch second, which I can tell you right now will 95% be us, it's going to be a bloody mud paddock.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
It will not help the quality of football.
Nah. Good luck to all the whoever. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm all for the winter scenario.
Same.
But at the same time, I'm always for football, and the more football we can get, the better. the pre-season's too long. Like we can sit here and talk about obviously the A League and the pre-season and the gap between the end of the season and the pre-season's too long. The women's game's not long enough.
I suppose we haven't done a podcast since then. How about we congratulate them?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Why not? We'll talk about that in a bit, though. We'll definitely get into that. Under 8s get goal duties out of the way early. Yeah, smart option, I suppose.
If he only has to do it one game a season.
Yeah, you're laughing, I suppose. I can't recall bloody having goals. I remember going in goals on the odd occasion, but
it's good for a striker.
Yeah.
It's good for a striker. They learn what a goalkeeper's going to do. So as a striker, you learn to anticipate that reaction.
I remember playing in goals, and Mum probably can remember this. It was like early on. It was like 11s or 12s. And I can't remember what it was. We didn't have a keeper. So, like, he pulled out. It wasn't the fact that I was like, it's your turn to go in. He wasn't there. He couldn't play or something like that. So I had to go in, and we got belted. It was like 10-0 or something. And I copped so much shit for it. Like, as kids do. They blame the keeper, obviously. Because it's his fault. Don't worry about the 10 blokes that they had to get past first. But anyway. But, I remember getting smashed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the first year of having a goalie.
Yeah.
Jaden wouldn't happen to be the tallest player in his team, would he?
It'd be close.
That's probably why.
Per Soz not related, but
that's probably why.
There you go.
Well, Dylan's in here. The Knights get 20k plus members yearly. God, it will be great if the Jets could keep growing. Once Carl works his magic, I hope we bring the crowds back. Well, this is a two-pronged attack, I think. One, yes, would love to have a relationship with the Knights and the Jets. Do I see it happening? I'd probably lean more towards not having than having. Or not happening than happening. On the other side of the coin as well, that's down for the clubs to decide, and then you've got the war of the football codes, and there's just shit happening back end there. But the other side of that coin is the crowds, bringing the crowds back. The crowds should never have left.
Correct, Mundo.
From that grand final. The crowd should never have left. It is the mentality drink of the fans of, oh shit, well, we're losing again. I'm not going to waste my time. That's not how you support a football club.
Correct.
That's not how you do it.
That's probably the one thing I've always said in general of the A League and the Jets as a whole. Like, we are, as fans, sore losers. Fans don't like to be losing, and when we lose on often occasions, friggin', the Jets themselves get punished for it.
Yeah.
Because we don't show up and we don't show the support and everything else. And you know what I mean? Like, again, yes, I'm a Liverpool supporter, but shit, 30 years since we won a friggin' title. But yet those guys still friggin' pack stadiums every week.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things,
But Birmingham are no different. We've been in championship obscurity since dropping down from the Premier League the year that we won the Carling Cup. First team to win a major trophy in the top division of England, and then in the same season to be relegated.
Yeah.
Playing Europa League in the championship. Yeah, I know, mind blown. But same thing. Our stadium holds something like 32,500, I think St Andrews holds, just off the top of my head, and they pack it every week.
Exactly.
Every week.
Exactly. Doesn't matter where they are, whether they're friggin' in League 2 or friggin' whatever it
Jesus
is.
Christ, Bolton, who are in administration, can still fill their bloody stadium when they can play a game.
Absolutely.
And that's no small stadium. That's a Premier League built stadium.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, and it just proves it there. That's Dylan, I think that's probably the best way I can explain it is the fans aren't loyal. That's the biggest problem. You know what I mean? We can sit here and we can say that friggin', when we're on, like we're on, like
The
I don't
fans
think
want
you
to
expand,
be part of a winning culture.
but expect
They don't want to
like
be
everyone else,
yeah,
like
they
everyone
don't
else does, but
yeah.
expect it all the time.
Well, not so much that they want to be part of the winning culture to say that yes, I was there. But they're not willing to do the groundwork to go through all the crap to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not prepared to sit there and deal with the heartache.
Yeah.
They want the highs. They don't want it. But to get to the highs, we need to get through the lows first.
Exactly. But again, before we continue on, before we get into it, I did say we were going to draw the Mako glasses around 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So we are going to get this out of the way, and we will continue on. Dylan and everyone else who's here, obviously about the Jets, and we'll talk. We'll have a bit of a laugh moment, obviously, in regards to the Wellington Phoenix gentleman who ended up putting himself into a little bit of trouble.
Hang on.
But we'll get Lockie on anyway, and we'll get him to obviously pick a number between 1 and 80. I think it was about 80 of his. He got in. Oh shit!
80.
Yeah, it was massive. So yeah, big thanks obviously to everyone who jumped on, shared it around, tagged some mates and everything else. So yeah, muchly appreciated. At the end of the day, we do thank obviously Mako for putting up the pair of glasses, obviously, and obviously Gabriel Mar and Lockie himself, obviously, for donating them to us so that we can give them away to one lucky viewer. So have we got you there, Lock?
Yep, here, mate.
How are you, buddy?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. So, yeah, obviously, how's everything going over at Gabriel Mar? How you coping with everything that's been going on? Still going good?
Starting to get a bit busier. Yeah, just always been open since all throughout. But we've just spaced our hours out and obviously restrictions. But we've been here to give people the service they need. And Dad's been ticking away at it. As we do. And he's in the chat. He's just joined the chat. Been listening to the stream now. He's just in there now. So
no, absolutely. Big thanks to Gabe, obviously, for obviously putting the time and the effort into us. Obviously, it's great that he obviously loves the show, and obviously yourself and everything else. It's as I said, we can't thank you enough, obviously, for everything you've done. Obviously, donations and so forth where you can, and obviously the giveaways and stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing. Obviously, even in the times that we're in right now. So to give someone a $200 pair of sunglasses, who again I can't recommend enough. Tax time's just done and dusted, so we're ticked over to the new financial year. So I'll be going to get myself a new set of these bad boys from Lockmate. So expect to see me at some point when I can finally get the hell out of my state.
That's it. I can post. I can post anywhere in Australia.
Absolutely, we'll post away. So let's get it over and done with, mate. Let's see who's going to be the lucky winner. You've pretty much got the numbers, any number there to pick from.
I has the spreadsheet.
You has the spreadsheet. So yeah, Lockie has he hasn't seen what's going on here. Friggin' Ben just literally typed this up 5 minutes before we were meant to friggin' go on. It was like,
oh no! I had this done hours beforehand.
Oh, yeah, this done hours beforehand. Fair enough. Well, there you go. But yeah, anyway, mate, you all you have to do, mate, is just pick a number, and obviously Ben will read out the lucky winner, and we'll end up getting the glass. Or if they're local, obviously there's a few obviously in Victoria and so forth. But if you are local, if you win this,
I need a drum roll sound effect.
Oh yeah, drum roll would be fantastic.
Oh, I'm working on it. Give me a sec.
No. We're gonna get on it. But if you are in Newcastle, obviously, we will get you to go in and see Locke, obviously, and pick up those pair of sunglasses. As we figure it's a lot easier than just sending it. So, anyway, pick number, mate.
Yep, I'll go with number 10.
He's
number
gone.
10. Lucky 10, Nicky Carl special.
A Nicky Carl special.
Jimmy Petranos. Plenty of great 10s over the time. Even Mario Jodell.
And the winner is...
The winner is...
number 10. Pete Aldridge. That is Pete Aldridge.
Well done, Pete.
Aldridge.
Whoever you are.
Aldridge. There you go. Congratulations, obviously.
Come and see me and we'll have some sunnies for you.
There we go. There you go. Friggin' Pete Aldridge. If he's not in the chat and anyone knows him, obviously send him a message and congratulate him that he's just picked himself up a $200 pair of sunglasses, thanks to Mako and obviously Gabriel, my optometrist, and Crossbar Capers as well. So, yeah, happy days. We'll one of us will message him anyway and get onto him, obviously. But yeah, we'll get him in there to see you, Lock, and
thanks, mate.
do the honours. So yeah,
Thank you.
Muchly appreciated, mate. We'll speak to you soon anyway. And
Yep.
you guys be sure to go out and check out, go in and see Gabe and obviously Lockie, and get your eyes tested. If you've got kids as well, they do. They pride themselves obviously in getting the kids tested as well. So yeah, no dramas at all, mate. We'll speak to you very soon.
Sounds good, mate. Thanks for having me, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
Cheers, Lock.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
mate.
Speak soon, boys.
Well, here we go. Chris has just gone ape
Chris
shit
is on
in
it.
the chat. Obviously a mate of his. Unlucky, Chris.
Unlucky, champ.
You can go in there
Unlucky.
yourself. You can go in there yourself and go pick yourself up a $200 pair of glasses. It'll only cost you $200 if you want to set, Chris. So thanks for having us, Josh and Ben. Thanks, Gabe. Thank you very much, mate. Muchly appreciated.
Always a pleasure, mate.
And yeah, we'll pop in and see you when we're up there eventually. So congratulations to Pete. We'll keep on going, obviously, with the chat and everything else and the topics and so forth. Knights won 3 wooden spoons in a row, still got 20,000 each week. Yeah, look, and the biggest thing is there's no surprise. It's a football town. You know what I mean? Like it always has been. The Knights can pull frigging crowds. Yeah, again, they could not win a game all season and they'd still pull 20,000. Pardon me. It's just what it is. Unfortunately, that's what the Jets need to get to.
That's
whether that
not
whether
just
that
a
means
Jets
changing
problem.
Oh no! It's a fans' problem.
It's not even a fan's problem. It's a promotion of the game, of the professional game in this country.
Oh,
It has to grow.
yeah, but can you really say that?
Yeah.
How many fans have...
Apparently, Pete was the bloke that you played golf with, Josh.
Oh, right. I know he knew his last name. I only knew his first name. Oh, there you go. Well, congratulations, Pete. Congratulations. But yeah. So, what was I going to say? At the end of the day, you look at Melbourne Victory and so forth, where they get so many people to a game. It doesn't matter. Look where they're sitting. Look at Melbourne right now. Melbourne's a prime example of that.
Mm.
But they still get fans every week who deck out friggin' both ends of the stadium and so forth. They're there every week. Granted, they don't really have the football down here to worry about, but that's the biggest thing. As I said, Newcastle Rugby League was there, and it was thriving. You know, as I said, the Jets, Newcastle's always had a team. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where Rugby League always came first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still currently coming first in Newcastle. And I'm not saying that needs to change, because I'm sure there's a lot of people in here who support the Knights and go to those games as well. But the fans need to get behind the team as much as they do the Knights.
Yeah,
That's it.
I tend to disagree with your statement there, Dylan. The club needs investment. Show the fans their support is noticed. Trust me, with Laurie at the helm, he knows damn well that the support is noticed. More so than any other CEO or owner that the club has had previous.
Yeah. Again, this whole friggin' new buy thing or whatever it is something that we're not going to get into.
No,
until we are virtually told that it's happening.
There's no point in us speculating on it any further.
There's no point in speculating, exactly right. But at the end of the day, if whoever it is, if they do come in, he can't change anything straight away.
No, it's
you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
It would be smart to come in and just let's see what's going on, and so forth. Because as a fan,
give them 12 months to nut out what does work, what doesn't work, and what needs to be changed to work better.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 12 months, but it needs to be.
It's a slow process.
Yeah, you need to give the guys a little bit of time to show what they've got, and if what they've been doing is fine,
Yeah.
and
You,
so forth.
you
As I
can't
said, I
just
don't
you
think
just you
that's
can't
the
just
start.
come in and shake your fist
No, fuck no.
and change
Fuck
it, because that's the first way to get people offside.
See you later. Get the fuck out of my club. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
no one is bigger than the club. I don't give a shit if you own it or not. If you own it, you're gone. Look how many people have owned the Jets and have gone.
Mm-hmm.
The club's still here. So yeah, if you want to come in and you want to shake your fist and you want to demand change straight away, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Go on. Don't want you anywhere near our club. The backroom staff that we currently having, from coaching staff to Joel Griffiths and CEOs and friggin' Laurie and so forth, there's nothing wrong with at this point in time. Nothing wrong with. I think it proves by the coach that we've brought in.
Yeah.
It proves that the players that have come in, are they necessarily the right players for the club? Who knows? But at the same time, we are still getting internationals coming into the club.
Mm.
You know what I mean? A lot of the new ones, obviously, are on Joe Ledley's part. Carl's part. Obviously, your Joe Ledley's and your Beanies and so forth. But Wes was definitely not his call. And I guarantee you it wasn't an Ernie Merritt call.
Nope.
Ernie Merritt couldn't.
That's a Laurie call.
Well, I'd say I probably wouldn't agree with that. I would tend to say that that's a Joel Griffiths call. That's his job.
Yeah. But Joel would have discussed with Laurie, saying, "Hey,
oh yeah, of course.
This name's popped up," and Laurie goes, "Yeah, I know that name."
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, that's Joel said that on an interview we done with him a couple of years ago, and he said, at the end of the day, yes, I'll discuss it with Laurie, but at the end of the day, it's my decision because it's my role.
Mm.
And if it doesn't work, I get my ass kicked. If it does work, it was Laurie's idea. That was pretty much his words. So, it's just one of those things. What do we got? Nothing better to do in Mexico. Nothing but no, absolutely not. It's a shithole down here, mate. I feel like soccer in Newcastle is dying. Less people are playing each year, and that.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't go as far as saying that less people are playing.
I wouldn't say that it's less popular either. I mean, I was surprised I was surprised at the amount of soccer football backing in Newcastle when I first started going up there.
Yeah.
In some places, it's much better than what we have down here in Melbourne, and we've got triple the amount of bloody teams.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Look, at the end of the day, I think that's probably not the best wording for it. Look, I think the best wording for it is it's dated. It's definitely dated. It needs a revamp.
Mm.
That is damn well for sure. But again, that's nothing. That's something that friggin' the New South Wales friggin' body you need to sort out. Football.
Oh, Northern
New South Wales football need to sort out. It's their job to come up.
Get on the phone to Clates.
Improve the friggin' system. Improve the coaching. Improve the facilities and everything else. That's got nothing to do with Football Australia, FFA, or anything like that. That's why they get paid at Northern New South Wales football.
Yeah, and that onus is partially on the Jets too. To promote football.
Correct.
The pride of the town.
Absolutely.
What do we got? So, no more Moss. Italiano in goals for now. No injury, touch wood. Do you think that Italiano is a first-rate keeper, or do we look for a new keeper, etc.? And thoughts on Noah James, if you know much about him.
Noah James is a good kid. Noah James is a very good kid.
He's also a very injured kid at the moment.
Yeah. And that's probably half the problem as well. It's not the first time. Unfortunately for him, he has been injured a fair bit. Is Italiano right now, at this point of time, not non-COVID, but let's just say the last game of the Melbourne City game? Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it from there.
God, that was a long time ago.
Is he a first choice keeper, like a long term choice keeper. My thought is no, right now.
Mm-hmm.
No. He's very young. He's still very young in regards to
As far as keepers are concerned, yeah.
He's very young. He hasn't had much experience. Let's be honest.
I personally think in the past 3 to 4 years, I don't think he's developed very much. I think his development as a goalkeeper has slowed. After thinking back to some of the games that he did manage between the sticks for the Phoenix, that young other kid was getting the run before him. That 16-year-old bloke.
Pardon me.
So if he's knocking on the door from behind Italiano and getting the nod over him, yeah, I just don't think... I understand that Italiano needs time to develop. I think he's had quite a long time to develop. He's been in the A League system quite a long time now. Yeah. But I think his development over the past 3 to 4 years has significantly slowed down. As opposed to those first few years where he got the odd nod as a youngster.
Yeah.
He was coming across leaps and bounds. I don't think his development's been... Yeah, I don't think he's developed a lot in the past 3 years. Probably in the entire time he's been at the Jets. And this is nothing to do with the Jets coaching staff or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is as an individual. But I reckon maybe the past year and a half he was at Wellington and the couple of years he's been with us, I haven't been able to notice a significant growth in his development. That's still... He just may have hit his peak for now. Like we said, goalkeepers have got a pretty long lifespan, especially in the A League. When you look at people like Eugene Galekovic and Ante Kovic, Clint Bolton as well. They all had long lifespans in the A League. He can still go a long way. And luckily for him, at his age, he has the time and he plays in that position where he's lucky enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be afforded that.
Yeah. I think we definitely need to be looking for a first choice keeper.
I'd agree.
We don't need to let go of Italiano. I think he's...
Agree.
Yeah, there's no point in getting rid of somebody who's not doing a bad job.
I think goalkeeper is one of those positions in the A League where you can't really afford to mess about.
Yeah. If you got a bloke who's doing it, as I said, he's not making major mistakes on a regular basis. Every keeper's bound to make a mistake here and there. The best of them do. At the end of the day, a keeper is definitely someone we need to look at. Who we can pick up is the bigger question.
Yeah.
There's not many Australian keepers out there.
And then you've got to ask the question: do we go and waste a foreign spot on it?
Well, that's the biggest thing, obviously, isn't it? Because obviously, if you look at, I believe it was Dylan was saying, obviously, in regards to they're talking about wiping the international spots or whatever.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of why they really can't, because there's not many. Let's be honest, not many amazing Australian keepers in the A League. They're a dying breed. Obviously, your Youngs and stuff like that are on their way out. Your Birighettis or whatever it is, I still believe
he should be playing at a better club.
I still believe he should not be playing in the A League. I mean, he's better than the A League, and it's a shame that he went to the coast and had a shit season because it's not going to do him justice in finding a club overseas.
To be fair, though, a lot of that isn't his fault.
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying the choice he signed the contract. That was his fault.
Yeah,
that was mistake number one on his part. But I'm saying it hasn't done him any favors now. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah,
he's going to struggle to pick up a.
I understand that Noah can't sit as a number 3 his entire life, but he's still way too young. He's still young. He still has time. And again, goalkeepers have a long lifespan. He'll get his chance, but where your traditional on-field player will get their chance at 19, 20, Noah probably won't get his till 24, 25.
Yeah. Look, Noah's going to be a hard one. Luke, you said give him a chance. I don't think he's ready.
I'm of the opinion as well. I don't think he's ready either.
I don't think he's ready, and that's not because he hasn't had any game time. Of course, he's not going to be ready. Well, but at the same time,
but he's had game time consistently in the NPL.
He's struggled at the NPL level.
Exactly.
Like, in my opinion, when you've got to bring Italiano back down to the NPL to play, that shouldn't be happening.
Mm-mm.
The only reason
he should be focusing on knocking Mossy off first peg in the A League squad instead of being happy enough to drop down to the NPL level to deal with that.
Yeah.
That just also shows that NPL level, coach don't got faith in Noah either.
Yeah.
Either that or he's injured.
At the end of the day, this next period's going to be a good one, especially for Noah, because obviously Carl is on the opinion of favouring youth and giving kids their chance. So if we lose, if shits and giggles, right? We come out, we get beaten the first game. Season's almost it's dead, right? He may get his chance then, knowing that we're not playing for anything else now. It's done. There's not much we can do. So he might get a chance. But at the same time, I don't think there's better keepers out there.
Yeah.
At his age, there are better keepers out there. No disrespect. Again, I've never had the privilege of actually meeting the bloke. And I'm sure he's a great kid. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, some people get a chance, and they run with that chance, and some people get a chance, and they don't cut the grade, and then some people just don't get a chance because I don't know, they're just not there. You know what I mean? It's as we go back to that scenario of what we've been saying before, the big jump between the NPL and the A League is too greater for some people, and maybe that's just what it is.
And then you add youth inexperience on top of that as well,
and injuries on top of that,
and then injuries on top of that. It's multifaceted. It's got nothing to do with Noah. Yeah. It is just the current state of what is.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. That's exactly what it is. Dylan's put in a non-football related question. How are you fellas doing down there with the increase of COVID-19 cases?
Good and bad.
It's a walk in the park down here, mate. It's just, it's
good and bad.
It's like we're walking on eggshells. Yeah, look, it's pretty chaotic down here, guys. We're not going to lie, and obviously you can clearly see that by.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky that we live in an area that really isn't anywhere close to the outbreak, the postcodes, shall we say. You work near one. I'm about to go back to work that is one of those locked off postcodes.
At the end of the day, guys, the biggest thing, the easiest way we can put it is
we're fine.
It's getting worse more than getting better.
Yeah.
There's currently 10 postcodes in lockdown at the moment, which obviously you guys probably know. But that 10 postcodes will soon increase.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. It's
going
to increase.
And here's another thought too for all the out-of-staters that are listening as well. There are people that are doing the right thing, but there are also a lot of people that aren't doing the right thing.
Correct. Yeah.
When we're all lumped in one category as not doing the right thing, somebody like me, who only goes out of his house for groceries when he has to, and has done for the past 3 months, basically I'm overdoing the restrictions, personally, and my household. We overdo them. So it hurts us when we see people online throwing us in the same basket of all those that are ignoring the restrictions.
At the end of the day, we don't even do our shopping in the shops anymore. We do everything online. So we get everything delivered now. It's all freaking,
Yeah, we're not in a financial position to be able to do that.
I go to work, costs you nothing. Spend over $50, costs you nothing. Free delivery. But at the end of the day,
No,
friggin'
we're talking things
lucky-
like Charlotte's formula and shit like that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
we wouldn't trust getting that online. That's something we'd go down and
I mean
get.
online. I mean Coles. And
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, but at the same time, the wife works at home, so obviously, she freaking doesn't have to go out, doesn't have to go to the city or anything like that, which is great. I leave to go to work and come back. That's pretty much me, other than training previously. But obviously, without now the second wave coming in, that's
All but crushed.
most likely at the moment, definitely. Even if it isn't for clubs or whatever it is, it's definitely going to look like that for me because I'm not going to risk it. And my daughter goes to daycare currently, which we are in possible talks of ripping her out of daycare.
Yeah.
Just because of everything going on. My sister's been, her daycare's been locked down.
Oh, really?
Shut down. So, yeah.
Yeah, ours is more the only risk of exposure technically that we have are the two kids that go to school.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, friggin', we're safe and we're good for now. Everyone's pretty well healthy at the moment, which is good.
It's pretty well. There are some of us that are still like overdoing what is necessary at the moment, and
yeah, I think that's in everything.
For those that are, and there's not just people like me. I know of other people that are overdoing the lockdown restriction, even though they can and are able to go out still. When we all see things on social media and get lumped into the same category, it's us and those sorts of people that are still overdoing it sit there and go, oh, for fuck's sake, one person is a friggin' idiot, and the other 100,000 in the same municipality all get the blame too. Don't paint us all with the same brush.
Yeah. What did you think of the Kane Shepherd exit, etc.? Do you think Kane was still worthy of being in the team? Do you cut the mustard in your eyes, Josh and Ben? Kane Shepherd, for me,
he's a weird one.
Great kid. In my opinion, he just not there yet. I'm not saying I'm not saying that his A League career is over.
He'll be back.
For right now, I don't believe he cut the mustard. He wasn't doing enough for me, and he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he had. I won't say he had to go. He could have.
Oh no, there are plenty others that are in the exact same position as Kane that could have gone, except Kane was smart enough to actually get out of his contract with the Jets so he can look for other opportunities where he will be getting that first team opportunity instead of sitting around.
He'll go back to the NPL. He'll dominate. He'll look good.
And then he might be ready the next time. It may be a different team.
At the end of the day, he'll take the experience that he got at the Jets and obviously go back, and he'll be a better player in the NPL for it, an even better player than what he was, and he was a gun.
I tend to sort of agree and disagree with you there, Chris. He's a prime example of the gap between the NPL and the A League. Not when he first made the step up, I don't think.
Nah, see, I think.
To be fair as well, in the time that he did play under Ernie as well, 90% of the time he was being played out of position as well.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
I don't think Kane's problem was the gap. I think Kane's problem. There's a number of things. I think personally, number one, wrong coach.
Yeah.
Is a big one for him. I think Ernie was the wrong coach, and again, that's no disrespect to Ernie because at the end of the day, his track record speaks for itself. I just some people get along better with coaches. I've been in that situation myself.
Oh, same.
No, everyone doesn't matter what level of football you play at. You can sit back up, especially after your playing career, and go, I learned so much. Or if you're into coaching or whatever it is, and you sit there, you don't even know you're doing it sometimes, and you sit back and look and you go, shit.
My last coach
drill that I friggin' learned from friggin' such and such and under 13s because it was great and he was a good thingo. I strongly believe that Kane and Ernie, I won't say they butted heads, but it was just the wrong coach.
Yeah.
Kane Ernie Merrick was the wrong coach for him.
Wrong coach, wrong system.
Yeah, the style of play obviously definitely doesn't suit Kane, which again, that's no excuse because you're a professional athlete. You adapt to whatever you're in. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that one. I think I'm not going to go into too much because obviously there's plenty of other shit we can quickly talk about. But that's pretty much it for me. I just think the coach is the main one. And again, let's be honest, his performance wasn't good enough. That's pretty much it. Like, and that's, as Ben said, I'm not saying that it won't be better later on, or friggin' that was his first and only chance he's going to get in the A League.
No, he'll come back.
I believe he'll get a chance somewhere.
He'll get a chance.
The A League. He'll get some. It'll be somewhere. He won't be playing NPL his whole life.
No.
But at the end of the day, good on him. Good luck to him. He done a lot for around the community and so forth. And as I said, at the end of the day, wherever he goes, mate, he'll succeed and he'll make that team better, whoever it may be, where he's off to. What else we got, Benno? We've had good youth players. They have left the club and turned into A League gems or Asian level. You think Jets fans will be able to go to the F3 derby at the coast?
Bloody well hope so.
Hey, I'm going good. How are you, mate? I'm pretty sure that the game isn't at the coast. I believe it's at our stadium. I believe, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I was hearing off Laurie, was the fact that they were looking at moving it to our stadium because of obviously the NRL and everything else.
Yeah.
That may have changed because things get changed on a daily basis in Australia at the moment. So don't quote me on that. But if 10,000 people are allowed to go to the stadium, happy days. That's fantastic. Any crowd's better than no crowd.
We'd take 9 anyway.
How they sort the tickets out, good luck with that.
We'd take 9.5 anyway.
Well, that's we've got to split it with them, which is the main problem.
Yeah, which means we'll take 5,000 and they'll take 30.
So yeah, I don't know. Good luck to whoever's doing that shit. But I'm telling you now, if we're out of lockdown or whatever by then, and I'm allowed to get to Newcastle, I'll see whoever it is at the stadium. So, freaking, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't see me getting out of the state. So,
yeah, the hard part for us isn't getting the tickets. The hard part for us is getting out of the state.
Yeah, it's going to be all the NRL teams are back to their home stadiums pretty well, except for Melbourne and shit now. But all right, no, fair enough. Well, if it's at the coast, sweet as, happy days.
You'd hate to miss it.
If 5,000.
Sorry, I had to.
Of course you did. On the draw, it says at the Central Coast Stadium. Yeah, no, fair enough. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter where it is. We could play that shit on the moon. We need to win that game hands down, and we need to get as many.
100%.
Whatever the number of allocated tickets we are allowed to, there will not be a spare.
And those who can't go will watch.
Absolutely, yeah, shit, yeah. But
those who can't go will watch.
Yeah, and exactly right. Obviously, we can sit here, we talk about the Jets and everything else. Carl's obviously, if you haven't checked out the interviews with Carl and Kenny, be sure to go do that because they are absolute rippers of interviews. Those guys are just so easily to talk to.
Carl in his NBN interview was exactly the same as how I noticed in Carl's interview with NBN.
Yeah.
That he was exactly the same as how he was in his interview with us. He's a bloody joker.
Yeah, he loves a good joke.
He loves a good laugh and a joke.
That was a good joke. So yeah, obviously, we'll
forever optimistic.
We'll talk about the 27 games in 28 days. Like 27 games in 28 days. Like for a football fan,
that's brilliant.
Happy days.
Well, content every night of the week.
Jesus.
Oh, I knew it. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. You've been eating your licorice, haven't you?
Oh, they're bloody good.
You prick. I haven't had dinner yet.
Calm a bitch. It's always me.
I haven't had dinner yet.
Sorry. Speak of the devil.
Oh, no, he isn't. He is. Welcome, Laurie.
Laurie, mate, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show.
What do you think of the new logo?
Do you like the backdrop? You like the backdrop, mate.
Do you like the new logo?
Chat, obviously, quickly while he's here. If you do have any quick questions, feel free to whack him in there. If he gets to him, he gets to him. Can't guarantee it, obviously, because he might be here for 2 seconds. Who knows?
I was about to say, it is what, 9:45 down here. I tell you what, he's probably only just gotten off the phone.
Newcastle Jets news phone. Get him on, mate. He's got Discord.
He's busy. He's a busy lad.
He can jump on whenever he feels like. He's been busy, I'm sure, zooming and shit like that. So, and obviously, you know, again, he's probably down there freaking training the boys because Carl can't get down there. He's probably sitting there holding the iPad.
He's probably sitting there putting the cones out for him.
Probably.
You know what Laurie's like. He doesn't like to sit on his ass at a desk.
No, he's not going to sit there and twiddle his thumb. Not going to twiddle his thumb. Any update?
Updates on tickets, Loz?
Yeah, Laurie, we're just talking about obviously the game between obviously the Central Coast Mariners and Jets. Obviously, I'm guessing being played down at down the coast. Obviously, you know, do we know anything about the tickets? How that's going to work?
Let's go.
Obviously, I guess if there's 10,000 seats available, that's 5,000 each. And good luck to whoever's going to work out how to divvy up the members for that one.
Oh, God. It's going to be like the grand final all over again.
Oh,
God.
I've been a member for 10 years and I missed out on tickets. I'm
an interstate member. How do I blame my government for this? Because they won't let me out of the bloody state. And your government and your state government won't let me in.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Who's actually taking charge on the squad whilst Carl and Kenny are in contract? Dylan, Dean's ears.
From what I've been told, yeah.
Welcome, Timmy Woods, all the way from the east coast of America.
Good to see our American counterparts back in it again. But yeah,
He'll be getting up going to work.
We'll have of course he will. We'll obviously we'll have a bit of a laugh. So, in the week, New Zealand international Tim Payne has been fined $700 and convicted for a late night drink driving incident while Wellington Phoenix was in quarantine in Sydney earlier this year. The versatile 26-year-old was also disqualified from driving in New South Wales for 6 months after being sentenced in Manly local court on Monday. Payne previously pleaded guilty to a mid-range drink driving charge after breaking quarantine restrictions on a drunken joyride through Sydney North. Oh, wow. Payne, alongside fellow Phoenix player Oliver Sale, was stopped by police while driving a golf cart on a public road in the early hours of March 24. Payne allegedly blew 0.100 breath alcohol reading while passenger Sale was not charged by police. Friggin' rough, isn't it?
It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Like, that's great. That's good. It's wrong, but it's great at the same time.
I'm surprised the media outlets didn't come out and start screaming, "Oh, football hooligans!"
Mate,
like they always bloody do.
They were bloody bored. What can you say?
They broke quarantine.
Bloody hell! What are they going to do now?
But a bloody golf cart. Does it? You know that? You know what? When you're reading that article, you know what I should have done? I should have put on the Benny Hill theme music.
Benny Hill, yeah.
Like that's exactly what it is.
Yes. Pardon me. Absolutely. So yeah, we'll go for about 20 minutes more, guys. So we started a little bit late, obviously. So what have we got? So in the last few days, Simon Hill has said he's departing Fox Sports. What are your thoughts on him as a commentator? Do you like him or not? Do you like his style of commentary, etc.?
It's probably one of the only A League commentators I do like.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you've done a good job. Same as who was the other one that freaking departed SBS? Was it
Garby?
No, Garby. Yeah.
Oh, Garby left Fox. Fozzie's left SBS.
Yeah, Foz, yeah, absolute legend. He done a lot for SBS and a lot for football and so forth, and yeah,
And we'll continue to.
No disrespect to Simon Hill, but for me, Foz was the sad one to let go, to leave. Well, he wasn't let go; he left on his own accord.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got big things
Yes,
planned in the works. So what do we got there?
Tim's just like, that's like getting a DUI on a bike. You can get one of those too here.
Absolutely.
But a golf cart just makes it hilarious. Sound hilarious. Like a Simpsons gag.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, as I said, we've got 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think Simon Hill was that's a big loss to football commentary in this country.
Yeah.
That's massive. When you look at what we already well, how do you say this? When you look at the trash that we've already got.
Yeah.
Because let's be fair, it's average.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm no football commentator, but I'm pretty well fucking close. Except I don't have a computer with all the bloody stats on hand and telling them all another screen with all their bloody numbers and shit.
Yeah.
I have to do it all by memory, whilst looking at a digital game while doing it. Like, if I was to do it, the only thing they'd tell me would be don't swear.
Well, that's exactly right. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, Foz was a big loss. Simon Hill was a big loss, obviously, as well to Fox, but
it's a massive loss.
It's not the end of the road for those. They'll have something. Christ knows, they're probably in cahoots together. Can you imagine that?
Simon Hill will be picked up by Optus.
Yeah, Foz again, I believe he's going to be doing some things. I think on
he's looking at more humanitarian like things.
Yeah, I think the whole scenario with the young lad who we helped to get back, obviously, to Australian soil.
Was it Hakeem? No,
Hakeem.
Yeah,
I think that's about right.
Hakeem Al-Arabi
touched him a little bit, and I think he feels like he wants to do a bit more in regards to that. So
Dylan, as many as I possibly can. Football is football. Doesn't matter what gender's kicking the ball, mate.
Dylan, and that's obviously a good segue into it because we were going to finish off with that. So, yeah, Dylan, I can tell you right now, we are 3 years out from that, but I can tell you right now, I will be at every Matildas game. Every Matildas game, I will be there. Spoken to the wife. The wife's already agreed and teed it up. The fact that the places that they'll most likely play their games in, I won't really need accommodation for. So,
yep,
I'll be sorted. I'll be there. I'll be there 100%.
I might go more of a round table approach and try and get to see as many teams as I possibly can.
So,
but I will. I'll go see like 1 or 2 Matildas games, but I'll try and get round to see as many teams as I possibly can.
Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah,
it's just a different experience.
Oh, look, I'll be seeing as many games as I can. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to take the nearly 3.5 weeks off and pretty much do a bit of traveling and obviously watch the game at the same time. That's what our plan is. So, but yeah, so definitely, so yeah, be sure to friggin' or we'll hit you up and obviously go have a beer at some point. But yeah, that's 3 years away, Dill. It's 3 years away. Let's talk about we can talk about next year's away day plan.
We'll be 34 by then. We'll be the old men.
Old men, bloody hell.
We'd be the old men.
Bloody oath.
We'd be the loudest old men.
Josh and Ben road trip.
It won't be just us.
It'll be Josh, Ben, and family road trip.
And mine.
Would let me freaking go on that bigger trip, freaking without her, especially being the women's football. Not a chance.
Yeah, mine would be more inclined to go and watch the women's football than watch you with the men's. So
in the same car, I wouldn't be the first time.
Wouldn't be the first time, and you wouldn't fit his family and my family in the same car. You'd need a bus.
Yeah, literally.
You'd need a bus.
Little mini.
Could you imagine that? 5 kids.
Oh, far out.
Jesus, mate. No.
But yeah, but next year's the biggest one. Let's just get through let's get to next season and back to normality and being able to get to games and everything else. And
Dylan, I've been growing it in my beard for over 12 months.
When's the grey hair start?
Yeah, I've been growing it in my beard for 12 months.
I'm probably lucky that my beard grows orange.
Mine does too.
I'd probably have grey hair by now. You probably see it a lot, well, definitely a lot easier than.
I do, but I've got 2 more kids than what he's got.
Yeah, a massive forehead.
It's not a forehead anymore, mate. It's just bald.
Big forehead, as Co caught.
It looks bad at the moment because I haven't had a haircut in 2 months.
But at the end of the day, we will stick on to that. We will congratulate the girls, obviously, on the success. It was an absolute cracking day.
Mm-hmm.
The girls get, obviously, the World Cup, along with New Zealand. No, again, we can't forget the Kiwis, obviously, in this regards.
They're just as much a part of it as what we are.
Absolutely. We probably wouldn't have got it solely on our own. So we've got to thank those guys as well. Obviously, big thanks to Jurgen Klopp as well. Absolute tyrant for finally winning. My boys a premiership, obviously, in the 30 years. It's been way too long. So big ups to him. So if there's any fellow Reds in the chat, here's to you, lads.
Aiden, I'm older and I still don't have grey hair yet. Yeah, but you don't have 3 kids. I do.
Yeah, exactly right.
And if it wasn't grey, mate, it'd all be gone because I'd be fucking tearing it out.
But I suppose the big news right now, obviously only an hour, which was only released an hour ago, in regards to the women's game, is the massive news coming out of England, where Arsenal have just signed friggin' the Aussie fullback, Steph Catley.
Oh, boo! No!
So Steph Catley's just been picked up by Arsenal. 26-year-old, obviously defender. Obviously was at Melbourne Victory this season. I think she's played freaking ridiculous amounts of caps. I think it's about 80 odd caps for the Matildas already at 26. So big ups to her. That's another Matilda at the Arsenal Football Club, which
and considering the strength of Arsenal's women's side,
it's big news.
That's massive.
Massive news. So yeah, big ups. Big ups.
Hey, guess what, Bazanas? Your girlfriend's a better footballer than you.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
I've always said he was batting above his average.
If his missus is playing above his average now, so.
Who's the breadwinner now, Bazanas?
I was about to say. You know who wears the pants now.
We know who always wore the pants now.
That's true. So yeah, no, big ups to Steph, big ups to the Matildas. It's great to see. It's great to see the Aussie girls getting amongst it, and obviously, you Sam Kerr over in Chelsea. So the massive mental blank, the other chick at the Arsenal. Shit, can't remember her name. That's really bad.
Caitlin Ford.
Fuck, I can't remember.
Caitlin Ford.
Caitlin Ford.
Was it Ford or was it Razzo?
No, I think it was Razzo. Someone's at Everton as well. I think
Razzo's at Everton. Ford's at Arsenal.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end of the day, big up to the girls. Obviously getting in the Prem. That's massive news to them. So.
And then there's whispers that and was it whispers? Or is it official now?
What?
Where is it? And the other one that was a couple of weeks back was Ali Carpenter.
Freaking the chickies on for Leon.
Yeah, Ali Carpenter.
Yeah, Leon don't count. They're a bunch of friggin' French flogs, all right?
Piss off. Their women's team's better than their men's team.
Yeah, well, exactly right, but they're French and they're flogs. But big ups to her, obviously, as well. Carpenter. Absolutely. She is a weapon.
And Carpenter's still young, too.
But yeah, Dylan, yeah, absolutely. Same day as the Reds. Yeah, if you're a Reds fan, yeah, buzzing. But still buzzing. I can't wait for tomorrow morning. I'm going to literally, I'll tell you how tomorrow morning's going to go.
You're just going to get up to...
go off. The alarm's going to go off at 4:55. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go make myself a frigging cup of tea. I'm going to sit down with my Reds gear on, and then friggin' as the boys walk out, I'm going to gonna pivot myself right next to the screen, and stand as if I'm standing right next to the City faithful, and clap the boys on, just like they're going to have to do tomorrow morning because they got friggin' beat. Suck shit, you fucking flogs.
I like that. Luke, it's only one title. Yeah, but unlike...
Excuse me? Who said that?
Luke.
Wait, who said that? Where?
Luke.
It's only one title. Oh, there it is. It's only one title.
They never had the luxury of a Sir Alex Ferguson, mate.
Excuse me? One title?
Here we go.
Excuse me?
I opened a can of worms.
Luke, I beg you to do your research. Type in most titles in world football, and you'll find that we're sitting, I believe it's 4th or 3rd, with about 66. So,
You do realise that you've... Oh, no, that was the other one.
What?
I was about to say, you've opened up this can of worms again, and Chris is in the chat, but it's the other Chris.
Oh, yeah, no. Who has won more major trophies than Liverpool? Real Madrid have won more titles than we have. Seville have won more titles than we have, I believe. There's a few. We're the most successful English team, put it that way.
I'm going to turn around and state this then.
Mm-hmm.
The Premier League trophy is not the be-all and end-all. Just because you win the Premier League doesn't mean that you're the best. No. Doesn't matter how many of those you've got. It matters about how many you have in total.
Yeah. The Premier League's just a name. Look,
yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's like friggin'. That's like friggin' Birmingham friggin' sitting there coming to us going friggin' how many fucking Carling Cups have you won?
More than Liverpool.
It was a Carling Cup, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's like Birmingham sitting there going friggin' friggin' we've got more Carling Cup titles than you do. Oh, what do you do? You won it while it was called the Carling Cup.
No, see, when people turn around to me and say that, when somebody says either Carling Cup or Carabao Cup, I put them all together. Because it's only the name that changes. The trophy stays the same. It only changes name because of sponsorship reasons. But the trophy is still the same. It's just what's it going to be called next year? And the legacy of that trophy still goes on. Doesn't matter whether it changes name or not.
It's the biggest thing. It was changed for the Premier League in 92, but it is no different to any of the 18
that they won prior to it be called the Premier League.
So it's, it's just one of those things. I'm not having a dig, Luke. It irritates me when freaking people come up with all that saying, "Oh, you finally won one. You've won as many titles as Leicester and shit." I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
Those responses generally come from people who were born after the Premier League actually started.
That's correct. And I'm proud to say that I was a Liverpool fan from virtually a little tyke, not friggin' one of these plastic ones when Harry Kewell came in or friggin' whatever it was. And, Craig Johnson's and shit like was.
Craig Johnson would have been there.
And Newcastle, he's a Newcastle lad. But as I said, my mum went and watched him play when I was about 2. And since then, that was pretty much it.
So he was a Liverpool fan the year before the Premier League started. If you can do your math.
89.
If you can do your math. So if you were 2, 89, 90, 91. 91, Premier League started in 92.
Yeah, so technically I've seen our last title.
Luke, Neanderthals.
United. Oh, you flog.
Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Josh knows where I get that from. Kill. Kill.
See you, mate. Thanks very much.
Luke, if you want to know what that reference is, I'll tell you off stream.
Oh, classic. Yeah, deal. I'm guessing you're a Reds fan as well, so it's all right, guys. Everyone in the chat, Chris Russell wasn't a Reds fan before I met him either. A little secret.
I've never been a Reds fan, but I prefer them over the Manx.
But at the end of the day, I am proud to say that I'm a Reds fan. Yes, I am proud to say that we finally won a friggin' Premier League. At the end of the day, we go again, and friggin' it's all about next year. And if they want to put a little asterisk next to the trophy, fucking good on them. Because I've been hearing so much crap about that lately. They go, oh, what if they put an asterisk next to it? Because it was technically a fucking, a shit sort of season. They got split and everything else. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I will turn around and I will say this then, for those people that want to say stuff about, oh, what if they give it an asterisk? Quote, Vin Diesel, Fast and the Furious. Doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. Football is no different.
Absolutely. 30 years until the next one. No, Luke, I'd say we've probably got, and I never say this, Luke, but honestly, I say you've probably got about another fucking 8 months before we win it again. So, and I never, ever, 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 even this year, I have never, ever sit there and say,
Chris, but I was a fan before the success.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah, and that's my main gripe with people, especially here in Australia, that came through in the 90s kids like that were around my age that are just like, oh, Man United. You know why they support Man United? Because they didn't even know there was 19 other teams that fucking existed. Because they were a marketing juggernaut here in Australia in the 90s. And they were successful. And then you move into the 2000s with all the 2000s babies. It was all about Chelsea because of the big takeover by Roman Abramovich. Not realizing that their greatest player that's ever played for Chelsea didn't play for them when they had money. Zola played for them in the 90s.
Yep. Well, at the end of the day, it was Liverpool only won because they didn't have Gerrard.
They didn't have Gerrard to slip up. Oh, wow.
Look, at the end of the day, it happens to the best of us.
And you guys didn't have Roy Keane to drink it away.
Yeah. Luke,
anything that a man can throw at you, you can throw something equally as dumb that one of their players has done right back at them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, Luke, at the end of the day, I'm pleased to say that I've seen Liverpool play every time they come to Australia. As you can see, if you can see it behind me here, Adelaide versus Liverpool, Brisbane versus Liverpool. Well, that was in England. Liverpool versus Watford, 2017-18 scarf. I need to get. If anyone has seen the Melbourne victory versus Liverpool scarf, I want it because I didn't get it. I don't know why I didn't get it, but I think they must have had me or something. I don't know, but I definitely want that to finish my collection because that's the.
I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those mixed ones.
But at the end of the day, Luke, of my cousin, he supports United.
How old's your cousin?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Huh.
I bet you he grew up at around the same age as us in the 90s then.
I bet he did.
I put money on it. Yeah, he's a year younger than us. Yeah, he would have come through in the juggernaut in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's why it's Sports United.
When all the plastic United fans come about.
No, when all the Australian United fans come out. Because but that's the thing. Like, Premier League wasn't widely broadcast here in Australia in the 90s. You got one hour highlight show on a Monday night on SBS. That was all the Premier League you got.
Yeah.
And no teams were marketing outside England and Europe. So you only knew the other 19 teams were in the Premier League in the 90s if you actually watched the hour highlight show that you got on SBS every Monday night. And I know, because my old man used to sit me in front of the TV and force me to watch it.
Yes, Aiden, I did. I've seen the old boys play in Sydney, and I've seen them play in Brisbane, and I've seen the old boys play in what's the other place? Christchurch.
You're lucky. I've only ever gotten to see my team play with my own two eyes twice.
Christchurch. Years ago. Yeah, but you got to see them in England. I'm jealous.
Yeah. Well, I saw them at home twice too. And I saw them draw once and lose once. So I've never actually seen them win.
But at the end of the day, guys, football's the winner. We can sit here and crap on about how shit.
All right, Jimmy.
It's been nearly 8 years.
All right, Jimmy. Football's the winner.
Football's the winner. All right. But yeah.
Go on, son, have him.
At the end of the day, I am excited. I am happy. I'm glad we fucking finally won it. All I need now, all I need now is for them to postpone or cancel the Champions League season, so that way we don't lose the title, and then we've literally.
And that was a funny thing when City fans came up to you, and when City fans pipe up, "Oh, you guys don't deserve it. You shouldn't have it." Rah rah rah. You know, whatever. You just turn around and go, "Well, you're not competing in the Champions League next year, and we are. That's one more trophy that we can win that you can't."
Yeah, have fun with the Europa League. What's a Europa?
No, it's not even that. They're not even allowed to compete. They're banned. They're banned from European competition.
Yeah, Liverpool might come back when the Sydney football stadium. Oh, mate, he's open, so I don't give a shit. I'll watch them play the friggin' dirt paddock in Newcastle, in fucking Dungog or some shit. I don't give a crap where they play.
Have you guys won the Club World Cup?
Yep. Won it this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was the treble. Champions League.
Club World Cup, the Premier League.
That's right. Should have won the friggin' League Cup.
So, yeah, League, Europe, and World.
Yeah, we are world champions. We are the best at the moment. Current best. The best thing about I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, Luke, about being the best in the world right now, and not being best in the world when United was on top. The quality now is a lot better. And when the best quality in the world come knocking on your door and not the other way around, it's a fantastic feeling. And here you are. Here these guys are left with freaking Pogba. A washed up freaking could have been. He could have been.
And Alexis Sanchez.
Who?
And Alexis Sanchez.
Oh yeah, that bloke.
Just because you send him out on loan to somebody else, you still own him.
That bloke that was a superstar and then went to United. Yeah, I remember that bloke.
Rashford. Yeah, it gives me a rash just thinking about it.
Hey Chris, you leave Rashford alone, mate. You know how many people told me friggin' that you can't get angry at Rashford, mate. He scored more goals. No, sorry, not Rashford.
Wow, Luke. One good purchase in the last 10.
Bruno Fernandes.
One good purchase in the last 10.
Wow. How's your best defender in the world going?
Slabhead. Not worth half the price they paid.
Best defender in the world. Absolutely. He's finally scored a goal.
You know what would benefit United at the moment?
What?
They'd save more money and be able to reinvest that into the club better if they got rid of Ed Woodward than any player that they could sell. Again, let's stop sledging Luke in United. I think we've done that enough now.
Still sitting 30 points behind.
Yeah, let's stop the sledging.
Luke, I'll leave you with this one. Just this one. It's fantastic because it's amazing as a Liverpool fan. When you have Barcelona in your back pocket, come back to me. I'll leave it at that.
Rashford is good player. At least he scores goals, not like Bobby. Bobby's job isn't to score goals.
Are you talking about Firmino here?
Bobby's job is not to score goals.
Are you talking about Firmino? I suggest
No.
Luke,
Yeah, if he's talking about Firmino.
Do some Google and check out his assists.
Hence what I said. Bobby is not a striker. He is not there to score goals. That's not his job. It's Salah. It is Salah and Mane's job to score goals, not Firmino's. If you look at the way Liverpool line up, the last time I checked anyway, in a 4-3-3, Bobby Firmino is basically a false 9.
Bobby is a Steven Ugarkovic wannabe.
I like that. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, 50 goals between them. But how many has De Gea let in? It's that bad that De Gea is one of the better goalkeepers in the world, and even he wants to get out. Right, stop sledging United. Let's enough of that.
Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't even.
Enough of that.
50 goals is a friggin' top effort for your three strikers. That's fantastic. Like, I'd be stoked. I don't even know how many. Again, the fact that you know that's pretty impressive. I don't even know how many our top three scored.
Chris, I have to sign off. This is painful.
But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know honestly how many goals our front three scored, for the simple fact that I don't believe. Honestly, I don't think anyone in our 23-man squad has not scored this season.
I am of the opinion that the quality of a team or an area, a quality of a team cannot be measured by goals. Not by goals alone.
No, absolutely not.
You can't say that somebody in the modern game of football, you can't say that one player is better than another because they've scored more goals. Because in the case of what we've just seen, where Bobby Firmino comes up against Marcus Rashford, they play two totally different roles. They're two totally different types of players.
Yeah. Look, it's definitely, it's one of those things.
Yeah, look, everyone's going. Catch you later, lads. Look, the fighting is done now. Everybody's disappearing.
Nah, it's all good.
And I support neither of them, and I'm done with it.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a laugh. At the end of the day,
it's banter.
It's banter and
banter.
They've scored 50 goals. Good on those guys. That's fantastic, and that's what strikers are meant to do. At the end of the day, they're bought to score goals. If they don't score goals, they're asked. And
Bobby wasn't bought as a striker.
He wasn't bought as a striker. That's exactly what I was going to say for it. He's not a striker.
He's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker. He's a number 10 who liked number 9 better.
No, but somebody's called him a number 10 once when he's not actually a number 10. He's a number 9. Still needs his beauty sleep.
But yeah, at the end of the day, friggin', I feel like, and again, this is no dig. This is no dig at all. But I think, again, I don't really look at stats, because when you're playing beautiful football like we have, and that's not me having a dig at all, that's the football we've been playing at the moment is fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
But I would almost put money on it that our whole backline individually would have scored more goals than Manchester United's midfield. That's a stat, right? That's a true fact. When your backline scoring more,
Liverpool
goals,
has no depth in attack. They got Divock Origi.
Are you shit? What? Okay, we're going to end the stream.
That's a good idea.
We're going to leave it there.
You want to talk about lack of depth? You go look at Birmingham City squad. That is lack of depth. Especially with Harley Dean giving away a fucking penalty in 10 minutes last night. Getting smacked 3-0 against Huddersfield. Don't talk to me about it.
I'm sure you have a show if you need to dig.
You can borrow mine.
Look, at the end of the day, when we are having to send some of our best strikers out on loan, yeah, we've got no depth. Okay. We'll leave it there. We do thank you guys for obviously jumping on with a bit of banter and so forth. It's muchly appreciated. We love a bit of banter. I love a bit of banter. It's freaking great. Only because I'm not used to being on the winning side of it. So it's usually me slagging the friggin' bloke who's won the Premier League or whatever it is, because we miss out.
You're always on the side. You're always on the winning banter side when you talk to me. Because I got nothing. I got nothing but a Carling Cup. The only one I can use that one against is Terrence.
Yeah.
And I do. Every time I see him.
But in all honesty, guys, we do thank you guys for jumping on. It is muchly appreciated.
Of course, as much as we sledge your sides.
Everyone in the chat, we thank you guys for jumping on. Pete Aldridge, obviously, for winning the glasses. Congratulations.
Stop.
I'll be in touch and we'll get you to go down and obviously pick those up from Lockie and Gabe. Other than that, football is on its way back. Not long to go. We'll hopefully have another interview or so forth next week. If not, we'll sit here and talk a bit more football and a bit more banter. It's a bit of fun and a bit of a laugh. I enjoy it. Maybe next week we can talk about if Leeds have had a shit week. They might be on their way back down. And then we might get Alex on. Imagine that.
They won't bother it.
Nah,
they won't bother it.
No, that won't happen. Newcastle.
Mate, Birmingham City have got more of a chance of getting relegated than what Leeds do of bottling it and not going up.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. We're going to get relegated.
Origi and Bobby.
Not much depth.
Not much depth.
Ryan Brewster.
What about Origi? What about
Brewster?
What about friggin' Brewster? What about friggin'
Brewster's the only one that I know off the top of my head.
Oh,
but again, I'm not a Liverpool supporter.
Oh shit, that just freaking really pissed me off. The bloke we picked up from Fulham, the youngster, 16-year-old. Fucking what's his name? Can't remember his name. Anyway,
what's the bloke you picked up from Red Bull? Isn't he not a striker?
Red Bull.
Is he a striker? Is he a striker?
Oh, friggin'
Asian bloke.
Oh, yeah, Asian bloke. No.
Shaqiri.
Shaqiri, yeah. He's a Bobby. Same.
He's a winger.
Shaqiri's in there as well. Yeah, he's a striker. Yeah. Elliot.
If you're counting front threes. Harvey Elliott, Glatzel, Ojo. Oh, they're on loan.
He's on loan.
Brewster's on loan as well.
Okay, and you add them because freaking they're only on loan. If we get in trouble, that's depth we can call back.
Yeah, you can call them back. So ones that you can call back, you've got Brewster, you've got Awani,
yeah.
Yeah, Ojo.
Ojo, yeah, weapon.
But yeah, you've still got 3 perfectly good strikers / wingers. There, Minamino.
What's his name?
Minamino can play as a striker as well.
He's not a striker.
But he can.
I think anyone could play striker in that friggin' behind that midfield.
If you got Bobby Firmino giving you balls, mate, anybody can play a striker.
Absolutely.
I could play a goddamn striker.
And I was going to say, friggin' with that midfield and shit like that, your Firminos and stuff like that, they just make anyone look good up front. Think of the goals
either way.
The front 3 of United could have scored if freaking they played behind that. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll catch you guys soon. We'll speak to you soon. I'll be on tomorrow night with a new career mode. Thanks to Benno for doing the thumbnail. Much appreciated.
I haven't even done it yet.
We got 24 hours to do it. We got less than 24 hours. I'll be live by now. But
yes, because I will be as well.
Yeah, there you go. Be sure to come check out Benno and myself, obviously, on the Twitch and the YouTube side tomorrow night. Be sure to go like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, and obviously as well as Ben's side.
Oh shit, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
Because I don't have...
Come on. Jeff Young, how are you, mate? Absolutely. The lurker's in. The lurker's in chat. There it is.
What are you? Twitch?
Be sure, as I said, as well, be sure to go check out Luke. He does a bit of streaming himself, obviously, from the Xbox. Bit of FIFA, bit of rugby league, and so forth. As we found out, he's a mank, but
I've always known he's a mank.
He's a it's not the first time you said it. Fucking daughter's fucking phone thing going off in me fucking ear now.
I don't know what Luke's Twitch link is off the top of my head.
Luke, if you know Twitch link, freaking whack it in there. But other than that, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed it. We will speak to you soon. Be sure to go and check out the Jetstreams interview with Nicky Carl. I can't imagine how good that'll be, obviously, to talk to him about the seasons he's been here in his career. Other than that, we'll speak to you soon. Thanks to Laurie. Thanks to the Newcastle Jets for obviously in regards to the backdrop and everything else. Thanks for Ben for whacking it all together. Daniel for obviously the logo.
Already on it, Luke.
Save the humans. for obviously the intro music. It's muchly appreciated as well. And other than that, thanks to Gabriel, my optometrist, and Mako for the glasses and obviously the contribution that those guys are doing to us. Be sure to pop in and see them. It's muchly appreciated. Other than that, guys, we will speak to you soon. And as always,
We hate Coast Scum.
I went a bit early. Just say thanks, guys.
no worries, guys. We'll catch you later. See you later.